easier if I had a stretching texture to show you, but I don't. So basically, that's what you do with the UVs, and then from here you would take the UVs, you would make a UV snapshot, and to do that you always have to have the geometry actually selected. And whatever you take the UV snapshot of, or whatever's in this gray box right here, just this dark gray one, is what will be on the UV snapshot. And basically, you don't want your UV snapshot to be like a decent size. Like I usually do like a pretty large one. Take the color down to black so you can actually see it. I would keep it like I'd do like my IFF file because they're better quality. And then you hit, oh shit, you know what, I gotta save this somewhere. Browse. I'm gonna save this as I test UV. Save. And hit OK. And then the UV layout for that is going to be in my project file, where I chose to save it. Under images, there's my UV right there. I can take this and I can put this into Photoshop. This fucking Camtasia is making my computer go so slow. You can't really see anything, but there is UV there. I'll throw a black background on so you can see. Why is my mouse being retarded? New layer. I can't see shit. Drop that down. Take this, make my background white. Drop a white behind it. And there you go. You see my UV. Basically, what you're going to do is, say I wanted this to be like an human arm texture. I would actually probably take a real image and use the skin, but just for the fuck of it, just to get like a really peachy looking color. And then whatever I paint in this UV, when I go to re-export it, the map will be based on, I'll show you, like say this is my color. I'll throw some variation in here so you can see what I'm talking about, what doesn't get on the UVs. Basically, these are the borders of your arm. This would be, this right here would be like your shoulder, this would be like the wrist, and this is the seam that I had to make on the underside of the arm. Just to show that, I'll throw like a color variation in there to show you. Brush. Just to show you the seams. And then I would hide the wireframe, file, save this texture as, I'd save it as like do my IFF because they're better, they're higher resolution, unlike JPEGs and shit. Save it back out as same thing. Okay. You take this texture back into Maya by creating a blend. Open up the attribute editor by hitting Control A. Cancel. Hitting Control A brings up this attribute. To import the image I just made onto a file, you would create a new shader. Go to the color tab, hit this little checker box which brings up this menu. You would hit File, and then you would open up Browse like you were looking for it. Mine's gonna be in my images file. Be my damn it, you know what? Make sure you change your name, the name of your file if you're gonna re-export it from Photoshop as my IFF, because I totally just saved over my original wireframe that I exported. It's not a bad thing for me showing you, but it's just bad for you to do. Open open it, and then I'm going to take this texture. I'm going to name this texture arm, just for the fuck of it. Click on my model, right click, assign existing material, arm. If it goes, alright. There you go. It automatically assigned the same texture to the rest of the body, but the UVs aren't laid out. You can see, as you can see, because the UVs aren't laid out, it just kind of randomly throws it anywhere with however it wants it, with whatever stretching, however. But the arm is laid out the way I wanted it to be. Like I showed you, put the variations on the seam just so you can see the different seam, just so you can see what the seams are. There's my seam on the shoulder, and there's my seam on the arm. Everywhere else is pretty much flawless. I'm actually going to open back up my good texture just to show you everything that I was kind of talking about. Don't save. God damn it, this Camtasia program makes my Maya go so slow. Alright, so this is my project that I've been working on for this semester. There's two layers, I can hide this. That's her smooth, not smooth. Basically what I was showing you is I still have a lot of work to do on this, but as you can see, here, I'm going to smooth it again. I have seams here, seams through here that I still have to fix, seams through the fingers, seams through there, but basically what I did was exactly what I just showed you, just on a way more detailed scale. Yeah, seams through the head. Basically what I did is I went through the process with the arm, but basically did that with the rest of the body. And depending on how your UVs are and what you're modeling and what you're trying to lay out with UVs, you might have to like sew some edges. You might have to put edges, or you might have to cut edges. You might have to sew edges back together in your texture editor. Basically, those are my UVs that I laid out for that body, and behind it is the texture. Oh, I forgot to show you the UV texture editor when you get back to it. But what I do, same thing as you. After I laid out all these UVs, I took a UV snapshot and then took that file into Photoshop, in which I have where is it? I think NUV1 is my texture. This is my actual texture without the wireframe in here at all. As you can see, basically all I did was make a square texture. Make a square, and then based on my wireframe of my UV layout, of my layouts of my UVs, I took pictures of a person and just fucked with them in Photoshop until they looked even. And now I gotta go back through and fix the seams and stuff for school, but I'll worry about that later. And then once I was done with this, I re-exported it back into Maya. Is Maya fucking open? As my, where is it? I have a skin blender somewhere. Maybe it's Blend 2. Yeah, Blend 2. It's supposed to be named Skin, but for some reason it's not. But I created a blend, went to the attribute editor, imported the file, and just loaded the file, and then put it on the file. And because my UVs are laid out according, or because my texture is made based on the way I laid out my UVs, it goes on perfectly, flawlessly. And that's basically how you texture. One thing, just to be quick and show you, just in case the tutorials I sent you didn't show you, whenever you create a new project, go File, Project, new, and this box will come up, and you just name your project whatever you want, and then you set the location, and then all this shit, you just hit use defaults and you hit accept. That'll create all default files and stuff, set up your things. Basically, you want all your any textures you want, or any images you're going to use to create textures, you want to put them in your source images folder, as Maya will read it more properly. Yeah, that's basically it. Hopefully this video comes out alright.